Good morning. How are we today? We doing good? Ready for some grinding? I think it's the last day we're going to be playing the Pathfinder before we move on to the next build. We have nearly completed the tree. Michael Lucifer, good to see you. Welcome in. Good to see you. But yeah, I've made a little bit of progress into the temple. Let's go into the game. Made a bit of progress today. I was testing today whether or not you can get level 82 temples. And the answer is no, you can't. The temple is capped at level 81, regardless of the area level that you get your crystals. So I think I've got a couple more runs left. Yeah, I've got like 3 runs left, so I'll finish these runs. We need to do this architect to get another key. We'll do a couple of Zeres. And then maybe we'll do some expeditions and shoot this shit and all that. And then think about rolling a gemling for tomorrow. Maybe we'll be in the campaign tomorrow. We will see. We can re-roll this restricted room. We got a terraforming area. Alright, well. Let's just kill some stuff. The temple is not very difficult. I haven't been setting up the snake or anything, but I mean, what is our effectiveness at? Not very high. So everything dies very quickly. Not very dangerous. So we're just farming a few divines from Zeri. Lucas, good to see you. Hope you're doing well too. Hope you're enjoying 0.5. Well, are we a week and a half in now, technically? I thoroughly enjoyed my podcast with, a Nullman and a Divine. Thoroughly enjoyed the podcast yesterday with my friend Whatever Media. It was a good yap session, I think. It's funny, you know, we finished recording and it was like, oh, I should have said this. I should have said this. There were a few things that I wish I had said, but the conversation, you know, just moved along very quickly. Mineral Junction. Watched the pod earlier. It was a fun convo. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Gaius, good to see you. Good afternoon. Good morning. Oof. Hope you're doing well, Gaius. Looking forward to checking out the pod. We'll probably have it on the second monitor while grinding some maps today. I actually listened back to it myself on the second monitor today. Just to... because I couldn't actually remember a lot of the things I said. I was like, oh, I wonder what I said. Definitely felt like I could have... well, I'm doing it now. I could have said less. I'm jealous of these guys that can go on the podcast and speak so effortlessly, eloquently. But more practice needed. This is why I script most of my videos very heavily. Cut out all those filler words. I found myself jumping around a bit too much as well, so it's something I'll work on. There's just so much to talk about with this game. Also, my camera was so blurry, and I think it's because he had to increase the size of it. I think what I should have done in hindsight has been like, why don't I just cut in closer using my camera so you don't have to zoom in and pixelate the image. But these are things we learn by doing, eh? Can't believe. Why is Chicken Attack on this playlist? I love this song. Absolute banger. I was thinking more about Machoppy. How is this better than the Witch Hunter physical variant? Poison scales are better. Yes, I think that the Pathfinder version with poison does scale better for single target. Not that that matters. They both scale well enough to do anything, so it's really a flavor thing. The other benefit of Pathfinder is no tripping when you're sprinting, faster movement speed. And I just like poison. It means I don't have to do the Herald of Blood shenanigans for proliferation. I can just use poison itself. But Witch Hunter is perfectly fine. It will do all of the content just as well. I think at this point of PoE 2, whether a build is better or worse is less important than do you like the playstyle of the build. They're all perfectly capable of doing all of the content, so it's just a case of what you fancy playing. Just different flavors. I had a few suggestions on the build videos of why don't I just use gas grenade, and the answer to that is because then it wouldn't be a run and gun build, then it would be a grenade build. But gas grenade is also a very good ability. And an option for static content. Oh, we full on medallions, eh? Full on medallions. Oh, I just deleted one and replaced it with the same one. Well done. Rise of the Phoenix, the Sunken Vessel, terraforming. Ah, I see. These terraforming research rooms mean we get less good rooms. I'm going to take them anyway. If only I had that kind of single target. Well, yeah. It's pretty good. Pretty good single target. Did finally get a staff upgrade. Got your first perfect death sorcery. Well done, guys. Are you steamrolling now? Alright, nice. We can grab that. We can throw a dynamo on the way to Zeri. We can throw a thaumaturge in here, and then we can sacrifice something. Probably just sacrifice. What can we sacrifice? If I lay this down, can I sacrifice it? I can. There we go. We can lock a bit of our snake. Just in case. And then we could grab a cultivation orb. It's probably going to get deleted anyway, so... There we go. It's doing it Zeri. A very slow steamroll. The Austin Powers steamroll, eh? No! Face your death. Face your death. The real bummer was you rolled 2 garbage suffixes, mana regen, and light radius. And reduced attributes. Just try not to die while I'm reading chat. T1 cast. Woo! Oh, and then the essence hit the T1 cast speed. Oh dear. Are the mana regen light radius at least able to be whittled? Because whittling omens are actually pretty easy to get if you do a bit of ritual. They are very common. And sometimes I get tempted to just do a high velocity rounds build. Watch it. The way that health goes down when you hit them with a high velocity rounds with the poison is just so satisfying to watch it drain. Yet to do much ritual will make my next upgrade chance more successful though. Exactly. The only way is up. But yeah, I think when I was just doing like the ritual quest line in T15s, I ended up with like 5 whittlings. Just by doing a bunch of rituals, not even tryharding it. They're very common at level 79. Though ritual just got buffed, eh? You don't have to irradiate anymore in order to get the more rare omens either. So that should bring their price down as well. You realized you can go through the towers in the fortress, so after you finish your abyss, you'll start heading that direction. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to see that was the purpose of the towers around the edge, so that you can get around the fortress a lot quicker. Pretty smart addition. I don't think they were there originally, right? They added them in the most recent, in 0.51, right? Another buff to your slow play. Yeah, I often feel like that when they buff something I haven't got to yet. It's like, oh, nice. Little preliminary buff to a thing I was planning on doing anyway. Khaleesi's Crescendo. T2 Fire. There we go. What? I don't understand the point of this room. What was the point of this empty room? It just makes the temple a swamp. My body is a temple, which is now a swamp. Sounds like a week of PoE to me. Can we get into this room yet? We can. There we go. Let me into the boobies. So those rooms make the whole temple count as one of the biomes. I think so. Does this? The list kind of goes off the screen, so it might be on here, but a bit lower. Oh yeah, area also counts as a swamp area. There we go. It's covered up by chat. Whoops. But actually, the only reason I took it is because I want the points behind it. Restricted rooms have a chance to avoid destabilization. Tenby Zone with the follow. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You have to be invested in them first. In the zones, you mean having like a full atlas tree? Yeah, I mean the bonuses for the areas are fine, I guess. Like, we have a look for swamp. Oh, wrong button. What do we got? We got 10% chance for Exalted to drop as chaos. That's pretty good. That's 7x's the cost. That 7x's the value of exalts, but then divide that by 10. So it increases the value of exalts by 0.7 exalts. So exalts are now worth 1.7. Look, you can also make your chaos orbs worse. Wouldn't that be great? What else do we have? We got some swamp bonuses over here. Essences. Rarity with unique monsters. And one rare monster has a 15% chance to be replaced by a map boss. That would be fun in Temple. There's a few bonuses, right? There's this one, and then there's these three. I think that's the case for each of the zones. I think, though, if you're killing Architect, you would prefer to just get one of the actual reward rooms, right? The lineage gems or currency. I've done a bunch of currency rooms, and I would say maybe every other room has a divine in it, on average. So I think that's the problem people have with the biome rooms. They dilute the real prize pool, especially with the temple passives, where reward rooms can have extra chests in them. What do we have? Yeah, 50% chance to contain additional chests that drop additional items. So you really just want your chest rewards. We're about to go get a chest reward right now, if you know what I mean. Say no more, say no more. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. The ample assets await. Truly a talented architect that could produce a temple so magnificent. I ran some Jado powered up Zests today. And even with, non-quest Zest, which has, I think, 14 million HP, and then takes 35% less damage. Wow, yeah, look, half my rewards are these stupid rooms now. Okay, I see why people don't like them. But I guess, do I just stack them up in the corner and never run them? Does it, if I don't run them, maybe it doesn't do it. Maybe it doesn't destabilize. Maybe it doesn't remove the bonus, eh? So they're rooms that you don't want to run. Just shove them off in the corner and we get the bonuses for every terraform. It'd be good if there was duplication protection, so that if I took the room, then I can't see them again until I destabilize one. I'm not even going to bother changing around my setup for single target. She doesn't have enough health. We want the fight to last just a little bit longer, eh? I think she'd appreciate if we lasted a bit longer. Why rush these things, you know? I tried to hold back, but it was over too soon. I was thinking, you know, the way she walks over there. I have this like image in my head of being in the developer in the studio in GGG, and the animators like showing the developers the animation concept. And one of them just being like, can you make her walk sexier? I think she needs to walk a bit sexier towards the beast. Not this bit, the bit before. It's like, give her more mints, you know? Give her a bit of swagger. Alright, I've not had a particularly exciting drop from this yet. I've done it, Zeri, maybe 5 times today, 6 times today. This is the 3rd drill neck we've got. Let's see what drops from the side chests. Yeah. Couple of div. I mean, considering how quick it is to run, I guess it's not terrible income. I need to go empty me bags because me pockets are full. I don't think this has good enough rolls. No. Reduced attribute requirements. Don't think that's going to cut it. T1 energy shield, though. Drop the drill neck for now. Let's see what this focus has. Cast speed and a bunch of energy shield. Mana. Yeah. I'm sure, like, if I just slammed that with a perfect essence, maybe it would be worth something. I mean, drill net's not worth anything, right? A penetrating quiver. A quivering penetration. I apologize for my potty mouth. I'm in a feisty mood. What have I got? I've got 2 more runs, so I could probably get another Atzirian. Easy enough to breeze through, and temple currency is nice. Yeah, exactly. It's not particularly exciting, but very steady income. You can see, like, I've been running a bunch of temples today. I've got 4 cultivation orbs, which is what, 200x. Armorers and fusers, that's 330x. Siphoners are worthless. Architect's orb, that's 160. Crystallized corruption is another 80, is another div. Even cryptic keys are worth 20x, and they can drop because of the Jado. So I'm running Jado because Jado is the only Atlas master that can really affect temple drops. So unique monsters can drop a cryptic key, means any of the unique monsters in the temple can drop them. I don't think Long Days does anything. Obviously increase exceptional items found, and then more lineage gems. It makes Ziri take 35% less damage, but as you saw, that does not matter. It don't matter one iota. We got some infusers as well. Fire damage. Oh, T3 lightning's probably not worth anything, but we'll keep hold of it anyway. Not that I can even really be bothered to sell stuff at the moment. I feel like I have enough money. My investments portfolio has increased substantially. My 2 Hinakora's locks are now worth 206 divines each. My Ulnatol's Embrace is worth 215. So I have 600 divines across 3 items that I don't necessarily need. So that should be enough to fund a few builds, eh? I don't think I need to worry. And there we go. A completed atlas. Yeah. Locks, I bought my first lock when there were 130 divines. And then the bug happened and they dropped down to like 80. And then they started going back up when they fixed the bug, and I managed to pick one up at 90. So I have made 190 divines by buying locks. Let's see. Complete atlas at 4 days, 9 hours. There we go. There's your end game. If you're not a complete crack addict at this game like I am, 109, what was that? No, 196 plus 8, 104 hours to get all of the Atlas skill points for me. And to be rich beyond my wildest dreams. Alright, hopefully we can get to Ziri. Oof. Oh, I don't know now. Maybe. We might be alright, actually. If I re-roll the rooms... might be able to get another path or 2. Alright, yeah, we should be alright. We can head over here. Put some decoys up here or something. I should put these things down. Let's put a commander up here. All right. There goes the path. Dang, look at that atlas. Yeah, it's a thing of beauty to see all the numbers filled up, isn't it? I know I shouldn't have clicked them all, but to see all the numbers all complete. My little completionist brain is so happy. And now we get to find out what it's going to be like on the second character, eh? I'm sure it would be truly a wonderful experience to walk into the endgame with the atlas already completed. I can't imagine that there'll be any issues. Now, I did run out of locks, so I'm probably going to lose my little chain that I've got building. I've been locking this chain, and it hasn't been destabilizing any of the rooms in the chain, so I don't know if they did the thing that they said they were going to do. And I think I saw Milky post a video today about creating a temple snake. He said it's not as rewarding as it was before, but it looks like you can still do it. So if any of y'all like temple snakes, it looks like you can still build one if you really want to. I think he said the farm was on par with like the other endgame farming. And he said it probably wasn't as good as juiced ritual farming. Oh, there's a lock. But you can't use medallions while you're in the temple now, so I can't go and lock the rooms while I'm running it. I've noticed it destabilizes a few of my rooms in chains, but I don't know why it does. So it has happened to you. Interesting. Oh, I guess I've just been very lucky. I'm just a lucky boy. Okay, so it has turned a few of them into paths. Interesting. But then I guess it won't destabilize the path, right, and cut off the chain still. Yeah, fair enough. I've just been lucky then that it hasn't even put paths into my chains. I guess I had enough other rooms for it to destabilize. I definitely noticed as well that the small nodes that help prevent destabilization really helped quite a lot. Once I got most of them, it definitely felt like I was losing a lot less. Yeah, you feel it too. Yeah, I ran a bunch of Zeshts earlier to see if I could repeat my luck and get more lineage gems. I did not get any lineage gems, though I did 3 runs, and 2 of them I got controlled metamorphoses. So I spent 15 divines and I made 40. So I think I still got quite lucky. The first few temple rooms wipes nearly the whole thing. Yeah, right? It's like instead of having to build up your crystal and medallion reserves, you have to deal with a bunch of wipes while you're getting all of the atlas points. So I guess you can get a lot of them from the surrounding area rather than at Zeri. I was doing quadruple temple tablets on this Doriani setup because I thought I was creating a level 82 temple. So I was doing irradiated, more effective waystone modifier, cleansed and corrupted, and increase effectiveness. I don't bother with the second revive because this build just doesn't really die if I'm not doing delirium. But yeah, that felt like a pretty good setup for grinding beacons. And I only had one bug where I couldn't complete a beacon because the fire priest decided to go underground and never come back again. Makes me wanna die. Yeah, he just, but his health bar was still there. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to this key. Oh no. Oh, maybe we won't get this at Zeri run. We'll see. But the annoying thing was it was one of the surrounding maps, so I didn't get the Atlas point because I couldn't complete all of the beacons. So it just bricked the map basically. I mean, unless I wanted to rerun the map and have the only reward be like the single beacon, which I did not want to do. But it's okay, like you do a couple of Aziris. How about these double boss rooms, eh? Any of these any good? T1 LE damage and attack speed. That's got to be worth something, right? To someone. Someone must want that combination. All right, let's see if we can make it to one more set of fine assets to take home. All right, don't screw me, destabilization. Don't screw me. All right, I think we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. So if we put a bronze works here, we can put a workshop next to it, right? Yeah, and get this extraction as well. Nice. Oh, we can even get the smithy up to level 3 and get the key. Nice. Now the question is, can we get to these two? I don't think so, right? I could re-roll the rooms. Yeah, let's do that. No, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like I'm gonna make it. Nah. Alright. We'll just juice up a bit. Do the architect while we're here. Some more bait over there. Throw this in somewhere. Lock that. Do we want to upgrade anything to level 3? Mr. Media, Rat Lord himself. Good to see you, man. Terrell, why don't people like Temple that much? I find it interesting. Yeah, I like it as well. But I never burned myself out on it. You know, trying to create a giant snake and then just running Temple over and 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 over. You know? Mr. Rainsit, good to see you. But yeah, I found like just running medium temples to be pretty fun last league, and they're pretty fun this league as well. I mean, they're very easy at the moment, but I reckon if I filled maybe twice as much of like these tiles down here, if I had like twice as many, the temple might be maybe starting to challenge the build slightly. You got Arbiter of Divinity down today. Nice. Doing a couple of back-to-back castaways so you can gamble for +3 amulets. Dang. Good luck with your gambling, man. Is there anything worth upgrading to 3 at the moment? I don't think so. I guess we just lay down a path and get on with our life. Do our last at Zeri run of the day. And then I think I'll do some expeditions, because I haven't really done any... Aside from doing the quest line, I haven't really done any expeditions. I want to see if I can get the Alder's Legacy thing to pop up. I'm not going to take the permanent reward. I'm going to take the Divines, because what am I going to do with 10 Spirit or a passive point, eh? Especially when I'm about to re-roll. So I'm just going to take the crazy amount of currency if it does pop up. Someone, I swear someone, I don't know if it was like Palsteron, said that you're basically guaranteed to get the first like 9 remnant rune in expeditions that lets you choose between a permanent buff and a Alder's Legacy. But I'm not sure what he meant by that. Like, how do I get this guaranteed 160 divs now? What are they? Yeah, 160 divines. Where are my guaranteed divines? Yeah, I've had 9 rune remnants in maps as well, media. Yeah, I've had like 3 perfect exalts. I've had 10 divines. But apparently the one in expedition can give you, unless it's like a 10 remnant, 10 rune remnant. But yeah, apparently there's one in expedition that can give you a permanent stat buff, right? Because I think it's blank or something like that. Or it has a special rune in it that you can't put in your book or something. I don't know. You could really do the skill point or spirit. Yeah, I mean, Palstron's not in our Discord, right? Is he? Just ask him, but I don't think he's in that Discord. No. Might be worth. Someone must know, like, he said it was basically guaranteed to get one of them. But I didn't get it in my quest line. It is a mystery. But also I haven't run that many grand expeditions, so I think I'm going to run all the ones that are on the map and then we can start doing logbook stuff. See what pops up. I know I'm meant to be looking out for something like Falling Star, right? Which gives me a unique map of some kind that I think has the blank high rune remnant on it. The grand expeditions are so fun. Nice. I think I have a bunch that I can path to pretty quickly. Does it matter what waystone you put into them, media? Sorry, TJ, I missed your message. I never played 0.4. What is the basic premise to do a quick starter run at endgame with no Atlas invested into Temple? You basically, at the start, you want to run Architects and Atzeres. That would be my recommendation. So you're trying to create a path down the middle of the temple, like these blank paths. whenever you can, leading to Zeri, so that it's easy for you to branch off to either side. And then when you kill the Architect, you'll be able to place a Royal Access Chamber, and then as long as you are connected to both the Royal Access Chamber and at Zeri, you will be able to access at Zeri. And so you can see here, I have a temple, I have a path kind of running down the middle. I put my reward rooms to the side, I create some bonuses down here. You know, you do this barracks, spy master, armory, commander chain. Though if you want to place a second spy master, I don't think you can put a commander in the chain. Yeah, and then I just run architects, put down the Royal Access Chamber, and then run and kill a Zeri. It used to be that you run architect so that you can get medallions that increase your crystal capacity and medallion capacity, but you don't need to do that anymore because you default start with max. You also probably want to be getting your crystals in irradiated T15 maps. So run them with either Doriani or an irradiated tablet, and that way the temple area level should be level 81. But this one is level 80. Also, I accidentally switched to Doriani. Whoops. I forgot that when I was showing you my my Atlas Masters, I switched to Doriani. Oh no, less chance of lineage gem. Oh well. So yeah, you kill the Architect, you get some reward rooms. Silks of Veneration and Redemption. Is Redemption still expensive? Or is it cheap now? And very cheap. I mean, is there anything else to take? Not really, right? I just grab them both. And the old Atlas tablet corruption. Aseptor Architect at 75, Royal Chamber at Zeri. She gives many points and is quick access to get the temple tree. Yeah, you want to fill out your temple Atlas tree as quick as possible. And then if you want to build up your crystals really quickly, you can just run temple tablets. Each temple tablet in a map will add a beacon. And then there are Atlas points, which there are mods on the tablets that can roll chance for an additional crystal. It's so weird that it's dropped the monster level to 80. I did all of my crystals in T16 irradiated maps. And now it's not even giving me an 81 zone. Ridiculous. I think it might be a bit buggy. Kel Surprise. C'est impossible. Wish it would ask me if I'm sure I want to change my Atlas Master. I really didn't mean to do that. Bate's Vengeance. Orb of Extraction. Yeah, I mean, the list of bug fixes that we're going to be getting over the next few months is unprecedented. I mean, imagine even just trying to sort through and prioritize and organize all of the bug reports they must be getting. Yeah, I mean, like, I haven't even run into that many bugs. So it's like, it's quite understandable that their QA misses them. Like how many people do you think are working in their QA team? 5? 6? 10? I've put in over 100 hours into this league and I've run into a couple of bugs. So it's definitely not easy for them to find them all before they release. The game is impossibly deep. No shot you can catch even at most of everything. Like trying to empty the ocean with a bucket. I saw a clip earlier. I think it was Theo Von. Someone asking him, like, how long do you think it would take you to drink a normal sized swimming pool's worth of water? What do you think it would take you? Any bets? Bloody ages? Yes, Tempe Zone, yeah. He said a year and a half. Yeah, it's in the region of more than a year to be able to and not die. You could drink it a lot quicker if you were willing to die. But I mean, like, how many like gallons is a normal sized swimming pool? 1,000? Minor detail. Yeah. Well, I thought it was implied, right? You need to be able to finish the task. So yeah, I mean, drinking a gallon of water a day is quite a lot already. But yeah, it blew my mind, right? Some people would be like, a couple of days, you know, just down it. Just down it, mate. Just do it Centurion style with a tablespoon. You'll be done in no time. All right, come on. Last vault. Come on, whoa. Oh, we got the spear. Spear's pretty good. Oh, El Divino. Couple of cultivations. That's another divine. A few chaos. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Fish and chips. I need to bring that phrase into vogue. I went to Morocco once, and there was this lovely man on the street, and he went, "Oh, you're from the UK? Lovely jubbly. Fish and chips." That has to be a lifetime of water. Yeah, possibly, TJ. Yeah, especially if you drink it too quick. But yeah, I like the phrase. And now I say all the time, I say lovely jubbly fish and chips, because I think it's a wonderful turn of phrase, and I think all British people should use it regularly. So if you are British, or even if you're not, I would encourage you to also... Oh, Yoke of Suffering. Ooh, I want one of these for a later build. Nice. Yeah, all bring it into vogue. Lovely jubbly, fish and chips. We can do it. We can make it popular. We can make this man correct about his assessment of British people. Ooh, the spear is worth a divine with these rolls. It's pretty mid rolls actually, right? Increase presence area of effect. Oh. I mean, it would be cool to try a build with this at some point. All right, we're heading into outbreak, and then we can run some expeditions. Let's go check the ocean out, see what's on there. So I think I've got a few I could just run anyway. I could probably just run these, right? It's not like I need the Elder's Legacy. Run this Frigid Bluffs. We've got a Grazed Prairie. Craggy Peninsula. Lush Isle. So I guess I should just be running them as T50. Maybe I should run them as T16. Will that make a difference if I run them as T16? I could. How many 16s do I have? 2. I could also just run 8 mod T15s. I've got a few of those laying around. Here's one. Here's one. There's one. This is going to be quicker with mouse and keyboard, isn't it? Guess I'll relog. I guess some of these are 7 mod, eh? Or are they all 7 mod? I guess. Can corruptions only run 7 mods now instead of 8? Oh no, it can run 7 or 8. Okay. I thought the outcome was always 8 mod if it rolled more mods. Guess I was wrong. As usual. Alright, there we go. Do some inventory sorting, make everything look nice. Okay. Then we got our 7 or 8 mods here. I got a couple of T16s. I could corrupt some more maps. We've got plenty of resources. See if we can get some more 16s. I'm going to run my expeditions in T16. Where are my maps? Val orbs have come down a lot in price. I guess people are running a lot more temple now, so it's not as expensive. Go, and then Val it up, baby. Two. Good lord.
Shipment sent.
Bloody hell. Oh, that's a 14. I'm not going to pay too much close attention to whether or not they're 7 or 8 mod. If it's got extra mods, it's good. I'm not going to go and buy more Val orbs. The hit rate for T16 maps feels a tad low, eh? Just a smidge. Feels like it should be more common than they are. What do we think? More T16s, please? Yes, please.
Shipment sent.
Shipment sent. Let's go set sail on the high seas. We had one that we could run right away, right? This one? Frigid Bluffs. Oh, I didn't bring my maps. Feels like Frigid Bluffs. Is that the kind of one I want to run a T16 on? I don't know. I'll just run an 8 mod. Oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot to respec Jado. Oh no. I've already fucked it. I've already fucked it. I've already fucked it. Oh well. Let's see. Let's see how it goes without the Verisium reroll. But that was very stupid, eh? Bonk Queen. Level 20 skill gem. That's a good start. Fire of Aldir. Bum, 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 bum. A rare unique item, he says. Cool Breeze Senyo with the follow. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Boy needs therapy. Any currency chests? Just the one on the way through the holes in the ground. So we want to be going over here. Over here. Monsters are immune to chaos damage. How dare you? How dare you shut down my build? Immune to physical damage? What is happening? Why are these a thing? Maybe we can get another 20 skill gem from there. Or we can blow all this up. Bleeding is fine. Monkey. I think we got all the good stuff, eh? All good in the hood. Glad to see the build bricking remnants have stayed with us, right? Yeah, just in the old style ones, eh? They're not in the new ones. Oh, I missed a boss here. Whoops. My bad. Well, we got the 5 div remnant, so we're all good. As long as we don't die. Well, some of the rares that this remnant pumps out are tankier than the Pinnacle bosses. Maybe that's what they need to do to make Pinnacle bosses more difficult. Just make them spawn from one of these remnants. We'll be all good. That's the skill gem, right? Yeah. Just grab that now, just in case. Coughing Baby, Zeri versus Hydrogen Bomb, random expedition rare. Yeah, exactly, right. Exactamundo. Or a white mob in a 200 delirious map. Irisu, thank you for your build guide. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying the build. But I guess deliriousness, it's not that the monster is scary, it's that we're crazy, right? That's what makes delirious so difficult. Fighting our own demons. Ooh. Straight up stop running deli when it pops up, just not worth it till you get some upgrades. Yeah, it just takes so long, right? Even if you can tank all of the thingy bobs. Even if you can tank all of the damage, right? It just adds so much extra clearing time. What's happening? Why did my bomb stop exploding? Have I gone the wrong way? Oh yeah. Oops. Oompa doompa doo doo doo. Doopity 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 doo. Oh, monkey time. Monkey down. Oh, we dropped a divine. Thank you. That's 6 div from this expedition. Alright, getting a little bit hectic now. I think it's these mobs that share health, which can be a bit tricky with proximity shield. So when I went into a Frigid Bluffs the other day, and I went down into one of the catacombs, and all of the enemies were, you know, like frozen in stone like they are around the map. So there were just no enemies in the map, and I had to dodge roll through all of them because they were blocking the way. I assume that's a bug. Unless it was just meant to be a creepy catacombs full of statues. Shite. 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 Alright, let's see what's in the smuggler's den. Smuggler? I barely know her. Just empty chests everywhere. So rewarding. Just popping open these empty boxes. Ooh, a laboratory. Maybe this will have a new rune in it. Nope. Runic catacombs. Is this? Oh, here we go. Yeah, like this, look. The enemies are all frozen like they are above ground, and I have to like dodge roll through them. So many orbs. Yeah, bonk, 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 bonk. Divine orbs. I don't even know if I should really be even bothering to run through this. I think it's just a couple of chests at the end. Riveting gameplay. That's what you're all here for, right? To see this build run through an empty dungeon and then open some empty boxes. This is the gameplay that you're all craving. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. It's like trying to get through a busy nightclub. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Excuse me. Coming through. Sorry. Sorry, excuse me. This is gaming. You may not know it, but this is peak gaming. I'm zooming, yeah. Carving through everything like a butter. Alright. One expedition down. Left on D-pad. Exactly. But now I have 2 level 20 skill gems to sell, so if there's still 5.5 divines, then I can actually get the full 11 divines for them. They are not, they have dropped in price. God damn it. They were 5.5 yesterday. That's why I waited to sell this one. Ugh, it's ridiculous. Why do other people also get things that they want to sell and then make the things I want to sell worth less? Stupid economy. Why does competition exist? Oh, wrong one. Alright. Where is another? We got the Scorched Clay over here, but it's going to take me at least 2 maps to get to it. Which is probably fine. And then we've got 2 over here, also going to take me a couple of maps to get to. What's this? Unlimited revivals, 100% increased effectiveness. I guess I should run a T16 in this, right? Yes. Is Jado the right master to run for 100% effectiveness map? Or should I be doing an irradiated... I should probably be doing an irradiated Doriani's with Abyss tablets. I'll do that. We'll do even more effectiveness from closed pits. And we'll grab a T16. This one seems good. All right. Let's run this Fragment of Immortality. And we are running Doriani, Irradiated, Waystone, Effectiveness, and Cleansed and Corrupted. I think is the best setup to get the most out of this map. And then Triple Abyss. Because we get so much effectiveness. If we get some Amanamanus, then we should get a decent Omen haul, eh? And if not, then we should still get a bunch of like bases to sell. If we get like a bunch of Vile Robes and Ancestral Tiaras and Slipstrike Vests, then we should also make a bank as well from blue and white bases. I mean, the biggest buff to this patch is making the snakes less annoying, eh? And the Aminamu's void monsters less annoying. Oh, it rolled cleansed as well. Fuck yeah. So we might even get a few fracturing orbs. Or soul eater. Guess you can have a single target rotation when you stop being invulnerable. You had one the other day that was one of the snakes that had the void and the extra ES mod. And it took me like 5 minutes to kill since you only had half a second to burst it down. Oh dear. So every time I went back in the void, it regenerated all of its ES, huh? The annoying thing is when they're invulnerable, you can break their armor still. Because of the way APR works, it breaks armor on hit. So it doesn't make them immune to armor break. Which means I can also apply Riven while they're immune. But you know what that means? That when they stop being immune, Riven does 0 damage. What the fuck, GGG? Why you gotta troll me like that? It's like, oh, you can do damage now. Not. Gates or Gates. I have a question for you. Is flammability just the chance to ignite, or does it increase ignite damage? It's just the chance to ignite. So once an enemy reaches 100 flammability, they will be ignited. The power of the ignite solely comes from the damage used to apply the ignite, multiplied by ailment magnitude, multiplied by the enemy's resistance, whether that is positive or negative. Wow, this guy's tankier than Azeri. Wow. You're welcome, and welcome into the stream. Hope you're doing okay. So yeah, if you check out my mobilytics, I think I put some of that information on Ignite in my tactician build that I did at the end of last league. I did an incendiary shot build where I was scaling. Why is a breach rolled here? I'm using triple abyss tablets. This happened in a city I ran earlier. I was running 4 temple tablets and I got a ritual. What happened to the blocking? I mean, it's bonus content, I guess, but still. Has that taken one of my abyss slots? You're trying to make one of your own builds, but some of the definitions are confusing. Yeah, they are indeed. Especially ailment stuff is not very clear in this game. It's like, you know, whether or not chill increases the chance to free something. I'm actually still not 100% sure whether it does or doesn't. You watched my video on how to make builds. Ah, excellent. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful. Dot builds are definitely amazing. They can be. They can be if you scale them right. But yeah, one of the things, the other things about Ignite gates is that fire penetration on the hit that deals the Ignite does nothing. Because the Ignite is calculated by the pre-mitigation damage. But mitigation just means... sorry, so yeah. So it counts their resistance for the purpose... It counts their resistance as 0 for the purpose of the hit. But then the damage of the Ignite itself is then affected by the resistance. So I'm trying to get that right to make it clear. So it will calculate the potential damage of the Ignite, ignoring their resistance. But then when the Ignite is on them, the damage they take per second is increased or reduced by their resistance. Which is also very confusing, right? So fire penetration doesn't do anything, but elemental weakness is very powerful. Or exposure. Yes, all dots are calculated pre-mitigation. You are right, Canterdust, and welcome to you, Canterdust. Welcome to the stream. It's so confusing that I knew how it worked and I still couldn't get the words out to explain it. But yes, all dots are calculated that way. Phantom Crash with the Prime subscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Wow. Imagine if we didn't need plus projectiles on an amulet. Look at this amulet. Crit chance, energy shield, all res, and T1 flat and lightning res on a rarity amulet. No problem, dude. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I will. I will do my best to play less of the game and do more of the work. I promise. It's hard though, you know, League start week. I try not to follow build guides because, like you said, it does me no good to follow a build and I don't know why things were chosen when they were chosen. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of build guides leave out the reasons why they do something. I'm going to keep this amulet just because it's so good. I mean, it can't roll plus proj anymore, but that's fine. I get teased by so many amulets that are amazing and I can't use because they don't have plus spells. Yeah, exactly, right? Is there a significant difference between projectile levels and attack skill levels for this build? For this build in particular, no. Because the Herald that we use doesn't have the attack tag. So for the purposes of the build, projectile is all that matters. So they're functionally the same. Now, if you were running an elemental build that used Herald of Ice or Herald of Thunder, then it would make a difference. Because attack skills would also scale up your heralds. But for this one, no, it doesn't make any difference. So yeah, when I'm running like a Galvanic Shards build, it was actually better in some cases to have the Perfect Essence of Battle plus to all attack skills than it was to have like a natural rolled +6 to projectile. Because really, you know, there's nothing that tests your single target in this game. So all you really care about is scaling your clear damage. So +5 attack was better than +6 proj, in my opinion. And I think similarly, if you're doing like a Galvanic or an Ice build now, then very similarly. +3 attack is probably better than +4 proj. Especially if you're doing shenanigans where you care about how hard your heralds hit. Like if you're trying to like armor break or things like that, then you want your heralds to hit as hard as possible. Hang on, excuse me? Where'd they come from? I'm just here, minding my own business, trying to plant some bombs. I love this song. What is this song? Is it Tame Impala? Yeah. Love me some Tame Impala. Oh, should we listen to a Tame Impala album? I feel like I'm in the mood. Thoughts on Splinter of Larata for single target off of the Riven Bearer? Firstly, welcome to the stream. This is Tyler. And secondly, I think that would work pretty well, right? Splinter of Larata is the one that lets you do infinite poison stacks. So yes, I think if you did Riven, or there's a mace version as well, right? Is it Sunder Armor? Then yes, and then like some kind of like super fast hitting spear attack. Yeah, that would be super strong. The only downside is you'd have to be in melee range probably, right? For all of the fast hitting spear attacks are melee range, I believe. For some reason, attack skill level crossbows are cheaper than the projectile levels. That's because, Rainzik, the attack levels are crafted and projectile levels are rolled naturally. So if they have plus attack skills on them, then that takes up one of the possible crafted modifiers. That's why they're cheaper. Oh, Splinter gives melee range. Cool, that's a cool idea. You should make that build. I like it, Tyler. Do it. Melt them bosses. Yeah, you make up for the downside of not getting the 10 hits per hit that you get from fragmentation rounds by, I guess, doing infinite poison stacks. The only thing you might run into... Oh, I guess actually you don't need to run it as Pathfinder, so you won't lose all of the poison duration. So actually you won't run into that issue. I was going to say you run into the issue with the Pathfinder's less duration, making it harder to keep up all the stacks. Yeah, thinking martial artist. Ah, can you poison bells? Oh, you can't use 3 weapons though, that won't work. Never mind. You need a quarterstaff to cast bell, right? When are we going to get the ascendancy that has a 3rd arm? Get a 3rd weapon swap. I mean, it would be useless in most scenarios, but it would be funny. Does anyone know, I mean, what does the Fists of Stone Snakebite modification do? Has anyone like created a resource yet where we can see what each of the Fists of Stone does? Fists of Stone, PoE2. Facebreakers, no, Facebreakers let you use mace skills. It's Hollow Palm that lets you use quarterstaff skills with an empty, as long as you're not wielding a weapon. Oh, okay. So Fists of Stone Snakebite, change them to chill gloves. Okay, well that sucks. Martial artist basically has a 3rd arm. Yeah. Very good. Cool Breeze Senyo. Are there things people commonly use for supporting group play? I play a lot with friends, but I mostly only hear things about cool solo builds. I am not an expert in group play. But people do come and ask that question from time to time on like what would be fun to pair up with their friends. So I think there was a consensus that there are cool things you can do. So you could have one of you be like a chronomancer type character where you freeze the enemies and then someone else does all the damage to them. So you can do that kind of thing. You could be an aura bot, right? You could be providing your friends with buffs if you had more than one. So you could do, someone does the freezing, someone does the buffs, and someone does the damage. But other than thematic things like that, I don't really know anything about it. Hey, don't leave young thing alone. Ain't no sunshine when she goes. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Will these enemies die? Then I can read chat. I've been puzzling over how to make Molten Blast work ever since someone brought it up in your Discord earlier. As I'm sure you can imagine, it's got like 0.2% play rate and the successful players are using Brutus Lead Sprinker mostly. I mean, that's one way to do it, eh? Look at all these pretty lights. Alright, let's go back to the strongbox and then I need to port out, I guess. I would check out Empyrean Gaming. I'm pretty sure he does a lot of group play. Yes, he does. They do a lot of group play. But I don't know if they do like... I know they have an aura bot, right? And they have like a rarity bot. Though I think they've tried to quash a lot of the rarity bot stuff. But yeah, he might have some resources on it. Can change gloves for this build. Are you asking if you can change the gloves on this build? You can. If you get a good pair of attack speed, fizz damage gloves, they are generally better than snake bites. I just couldn't be bothered to pay for or craft some because snake bites work just fine. There's also the opportunity, if you really wanted to, you could craft either a pair of hunt gloves, which can roll +2 projectiles, or a pair of gloom gloves, which can roll like massive magnitude multipliers. Ooh, a mana amulet. I can just keep it for fun. T1 lightning spear. Mana tiara. So yeah, there's a couple of items that can allow you to roll some good gloves. I've not even checked trade to see if these anyone's crafted them yet. But if we bring up PoE Ninja, so we look at these runes. We have Catler's Gloom, right? You can create gloves that roll decay modifiers, and then if we look at PoE 2DB. We get some Dex gloves up. The Catler's Gloom modifiers. So you can roll up to 32% magnitude of ailments, which is massive, and 42% magnitude of poison. So if you want to spend an absolute fortune, then you could roll 72% magnitude on these gloves. And 20% faster ailments, though I'd probably still want something like fizz damage, like flat fizz. So if you have the currency to invest, then you can roll some pretty bonkers gloves, right? That would be, and then you could still roll attack speed on the suffix. It would be pretty crazy. The rest of the gloom suffixes don't really give anything. Or you could roll hunt gloves, right? Which have the possibility to roll 40% projectile damage and +2 proj. And then again, you can still roll attack damage. You can also roll crit chance on them. And additional projectile. That doesn't really do a lot for this build, but it'd be very powerful for another build. But yeah, you can roll some pretty crazy rare gloves if you have the currency to. The problem is there's not really a deterministic way to craft these kind of gloves, as far as I'm aware. You put the rune in. The rune cannot be removed once you put it in either. And then you just have to, what, chaos and hope? Maybe fracture something that you really want. And then what, if you missed the fracture? Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how you would make these like for anything less than hundreds of divines worth of chaos orbs, right? At least. I mean, what have we put up? I wonder if there's any on trade. I've not actually looked if there's any on trade. Let's have a look. Magnitude, what was it, like 40%? People have been trying to putrefaction craft them. That's not a bad strategy. So you can get 42% magnitude and duration. Some resistances, accuracy, energy shield. Pretty cheap. These, aside from the fact that you can't put another rune in them, not a bad starter pair of gloves. Maybe they're even, are they better than Snakebite? We could see what they would do to armor piercing rounds. I'm going to copy these in. So we've copied them in, but they don't have any runes in them. I don't know why POB is like auto-filling in the runes. Let's see what it does. It does increase total DPS. Oh no, that's because we're not doing average poisons. Okay, let's turn off, because I sometimes have to set the number of poisons to make Arakali's Lust actually tell me the right number. Because if you don't have number of poisons on enemy filled out, it assumes Arakali's Lust is doing 0 damage. So if we go back to the items. Okay, no, they're a DPS loss to Snakebite because we lose the 2 poisons we get. We lose 40k poison DPS on those gloves. Okay, have any rolled... These have rolled fizz damage. So they... Yeah, still 30k less. Duration, fizz damage, magnitude. We're probably going to be looking at something a bit more expensive than this, eh? These have attack speed. Ignite magnitude. Alright, let's just actually search for what we actually want, which is magnitude of damaging ailments. Have any rolled both of them? There's not a single pair with both, eh? Or at least not with both high rolls. Nope. Nothing with both rolls. Oh no, it's ailments. It's not damaging. It's just ailment. That's even stronger. Fucking hell. Ah, there we go. 30 exalts. 54 magnitude. Doing that putrefaction on exceptional +1 socket gloves is a good idea, right? Yeah, and then you can add the second modifier. I agree. Here we go. Here's a 2 socket that's not been corrupted. Holy shit. These gloves are crazy. 15 divines. But it's got 60% increased socket effect, so I need to. I did create a manual pair of these in 0.3, 0.4. Let's have a look. Where are my gloves? Oblivion Pour. Yeah, I had to do this manually, so I can quickly grab these. So we can swap the enchant for the actual number, which is 8 to 19 and 32%. So when you have the 60% increased socket effect, POB doesn't recognize it, so you have to do it manually. So I need to put this into a notepad. Oh. And then we change these enchants. There we go. Is that correct? Is this picked it up right? 32%. It's actually saying it's still a DPS loss. Huh. Wow, snake bites are just very strong, eh? Yeah, snake bites are just very good. You would need to roll fizz damage on these as well. And none of these have rolled fizz damage. These have rolled +2 melee. If only that was proj. Oh, you can put both. Oh, so this confirms this. I was wondering if you could put both the marksman and decay in the same gloves, and you can. So you could roll a pair of gloves that have +2 proj, increased magnitude of poison, increased magnitude of ailment, and attack speed. And fizz damage. Technically, you could roll those gloves. Technically. If you had infinite money. Yeah, so there's like, you could do some crazy stuff. Imagine if there was like uber bosses that had 100 million HP and we could actually pour. I mean, I've got like 600 divines laying around that I could pour into making these gloves. But it's not worth it, right? Because everything already dies in a couple of seconds. So it doesn't, yeah, like TJ says, it would make clear speed better. We'd be able to do 200% delirious maps very easily. But then for what reward? They don't give you anything. There's no, it's just bragging rights, isn't it? I'd rather just roll a new build with my money. Okay, after this song, I'm going to put a Tame Impala album on because I really like both Rosalia and 10 Point Never. But yeah, there we go. A little delve into what's possible with gloves. It doesn't feel like we're very far away from maybe a couple of options to make crafting something like that more palatable. Maybe we'd need just like one more deterministic option. that would make it like easier to craft those without needing to rely on like putrefaction. Or if you could like redo a putrefaction with like a really expensive abyss item. If there was like an Uber Kulimak that was actually had HP and he dropped an item that let you re-putrefy something, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Then we could have a few goes at rolling those gloves. I mean, we'd want to roll it with echoes for all 6 mods, right? Echoes, I think, are currently around 1.5 divines. I'm sure the bases would be very cheap, and so are the runes. So we'd be looking at 7 divines per putrefaction. The question is, how many would it take? Why are none of these mobs dying? Undying Will works on map bosses. That's good to know. Fucking snake. Fucking die. And we didn't get an Aminamu, even though our Abyss Atlas tree says we can only get Aminamus. We didn't get a single void. Oh yeah, I was going to put an album on. Alright, let's put a Tame Impala album on. Gain 10% of damage as extra physical damage. How much does the DPS increase? It was the second best anoint for me. I can... It's hard for me to tell you without going deep into my spreadsheet, but it's a decent amount. It's not far off 10% more damage. Maybe like 8% more damage. So, okay, so my armor-piercing rounds does 300,000 DPS at the moment, on average. If I took off the anoint... where is my helm? Oh, actually, I've got the wrong... I haven't even imported the right thing. Dangerous Blossom. Okay, so if I take off the anoint... I lose 5% damage on armor-piercing rounds. So it's about the equivalent to 5% more damage. 300k average DPS on armor-piercing rounds is from POB. Tooltip in-game says... 135k. Did I just accidentally teleport? Whoops. Yeah, so that's the disparity between in-game tooltip, which is 135k, which is still a very high number. And then POB says 300k. I don't know if the in-game toolkit calculates the poison DPS correctly. That might be part of it, yeah. So the hit DPS is 139k in POB, but the poison DPS is 163k on top of that. So that's where that's coming from. I mean, I have a lot of scaling vectors. I was putting on an album, eh? Ooh, I don't even know if I've listened to his new album. Listen to this then. I hope that answered your question, Michael Lucifer. But I normally run my anoints through Path of Building to check what's best. And then I pick whatever seems the best value for money. So another option that you have instead of Dangerous Blossom which is a bit cheaper, about a quarter of the price, is Spray and Pray. Now the downside of Spray and Pray is that it only kicks in while you're moving and it reduces your accuracy. So you need to be up close with the mob and you need to be moving. So I just couldn't be bothered. Technically, this is more damage if you're moving than Dangerous Blossom, which is this one. Technically, it's more damage, but I ran it for a while and I realized I did not enjoy having to remember to move. So I just took it off and paid the 8 or 9 divines for the Dangerous Blossom Anoint. Once again, a really lovely amulet if it had any plus skills on it. Death to plus skills on amulets. That's what I say. What is with these weird 2-mod rares that keep dropping? Alright, considering this map had 100% effectiveness, I can't say it was particularly rewarding. We didn't even get a divine, did we? Didn't even get one stinking divine. Alright, we can just run this map with a normal T15. I'm glad to know I've got that much more space to grow. My next goal is a new chest and ammy for spirit, but I gotta build the bank again. Yeah, it's cheaper to get the spirit chest than it is to get the spirit amulet. For sure. It'll cost you a lot less to fit spirit onto your chest if you're buying it than trying to get plus proj and spirit on an amulet. Plus spirit and plus proj on an amulet is like the most expensive combination. JP with the Prime subscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Ah, yes, the invincible mob that also gives other mobs invincibility. Mwah, chef's kiss design. Come on, GGG. You're better than this. Would you say spray and pray is better because you're running all the time? Yeah, if you don't mind, like when you're doing single target, making sure that you're always running when you fire off your high velocity rounds, then spray and pray is technically more damage, yeah. But don't underestimate the fact that you'll lose quite a lot of accuracy rating at distance, and we are not 100% accurate at distance. So if you think about when you're clearing, if we go to advanced, so you can see at 9 meters, we're only 80% accurate, and that'll go down even more with spray and pray because you're getting 20% less accuracy. So it will make you do more damage even when you're clearing, but you'll miss more. So I don't know if it's a net increase to your DPS. That was one of the other reasons that I took it off. If you would like to take something that doesn't cost as much as Dangerous Bloom and may also but is more reliable than spray and pray, then you can just do something like heavy ammunition. I mean, the less attack speed it hurts a little bit, but it's a very cheap anoint for 40% damage. Good evening with no jeans. How you doing? Welcome in. Good to see you. We're just running some expeditions over here. Seeing if we can get some good loot from Grand Expeditions. And we're running some max effectiveness Abyss while we're pathing our way over there. Alright, is this the Doriani thing? I'm not even running the Doriani thing that adds extra content, or the Jado thing. What's happening? Why am I getting rituals? I mean, I'll take the free ritual. Maybe it'll give me a whittling or something, but still. Shouldn't be here. You don't belong here. I guess as this is the last night with this build, I'm probably have to put out a final update video tomorrow or something. I think it would just be a short one. I don't think I'm going to do a full, like, half-an-hour build guide. I think I'll just update the fact that we settled on evasion deflect as the defensive mechanism. We filled out our atlas. And we're going to be moving on to other builds. Oh, I do have an awful lot of work to do tomorrow. So I'll see if I can fit in knocking out a quick video before the stream. Otherwise it'll have to be like Wednesday or something. We have a deal to submit by Friday, and I'm not pulling my weight currently. I need to finish writing the proposal. Wanted to try the new Arbiter Spear, but I haven't seen anyone running it. Not sure how good it could be. Well, it costs plenty of divines, that's for sure. It's one of the more expensive unique weapons on the market at the moment. But you can't find anyone running it on Ninja. There must be a build with it, right? Like there was the really good build with the Aziri spear last patch, so I'm sure there's some stuff you can do. People holding onto it until something juicy comes out? Yeah, maybe. I think it's quite a rare drop. I haven't seen it drop, and I've done Divinity a bunch of times. I had the chest like 4 times, the boots twice, the helm once. You got it on your second try? Well, la-dee-da, Mr. Protagonist. Well, 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 well. Actually, you've got 2 now that you think about it, not in the 1 attempt. Well, that would be an embarrassment of riches, wouldn't it? You're just holding on to it until you find something to do with it. Sold 1 for 25 div. Oh, you just sold them. No imagination. How's your build going anyway, Protagonist? Did you give up on the martial artist? Was it not working? Pivoting. Pivot! 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 Apparently you've stumbled into Moxie's build. Or has Moxie stumbled into your build? You found the new Bodak helm. Oh yeah, he was talking about that on a podcast, wasn't he? Apparently it's really cool. Another yoke of suffering. Three dragons. Alright, I think we just defer all of this. And get on with our life. You know, it's funny, I've not run into the ritual issue where I've accidentally offered up all of my tribute, because it's hard to do that on controller. So my controller muscle memory prevented me from wasting all of my tribute. You decided to try the new mace, which increases enemy power to proc the Bodak even more. Ah, the one from Tangmazu? I think I have one of those laying around in my stash. Or is it from Ritual? Oh no, it's from Tangmazu, right? I tell you what, I did a couple of Bodak runs earlier. He's actually a pretty hard fight. I would hazard to say that he is the hardest hitting of all of the new Pinnacles. Since I'm on Martial Artist, I can also use a Loctonial to generate a crap ton of charges to empower other things. Ah, sounds very cool. I'm a master at Phase 1 Bodak. Is that because you've done it so many times, Tyler? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It caught me out earlier. I was not expecting his fist slam thing to do so much fucking damage. So I was like, oh, I'll just quickly do a couple of Bodaks to finish my ritual passives. And and he hits so hard. Even through my deflect, he just absolutely obliterated me. I think it's because he leaves that really powerful physical ground degen, right, when he slams. So he takes off 2k health and then also leaves a very, very fast acting dot on you. But yeah, I realized I just had to stop standing so close to him. So I had to give up a bit of damage and do all my damage from afar. That fighter's melee, good lord. That must be a real challenge. Though I guess phase 2 as melee is probably a bit nicer because you want to be underneath him anyway for the mechanics. That dot is criminal, yeah. It does an enormous amount of damage, doesn't it? Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a shock to the system when I was so used to just wandering into a boss fight and one-shotting them extremely quickly. Alright, I think we get to do another grand expedition. Tally-ho. Off we go. I just started playing your run and gun build and I did not expect to enjoy crossbow ammo swapping this much. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Terrell. You're enjoying the process of like switching between the 3 ammos to do your rotation? That's good to hear. That's lucky because you do it a lot with this build, eh? Whereabouts are you in your progression? Feels like an MMO. Yeah, it's a proper rotation, eh? We break the armor, we apply the debuff, and then we unload. I don't know if running a T16 is going to make any difference. I'll just run an 8 mod. It says it's going to use the tablets, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I think I keep all of my charges. Take him out to dinner first. You mean before we unload? Yeah. Oh, it's a new expedition. All right, let's have a look. We've got a remnant down here. Oh, I forgot to put Jado on again. Ah! God damn it. So stupid. Yeah, miss to the mirror. It's just like every time. I just got to the ramparts but have the reload glove unique and it's just a blasting. The reload glove unique? What's the reload glove unique? Summoning rune. El Divino. Some maps. All right. How many explosives do we have? Can we grab this skill gem over here? I think so. 20. And this over here. I guess we'll grab the wisps. Maybe we'll get a rite of passage even though I'm a dummy. Oh, hang on. Got a remnant over here. Another divine. Where are we going? Grab the divine here, and then what are we sweeping around over here? I think that's going to clip the currency chest. We'll grab the summoning thingy-me-bob. The one that if you reloaded recently, you can just spam the shots. You mean the Rampart Raptor crossbow? Or is there... I'm confused. Alright, well we didn't get one of the currency chests, but that's fine. Who cares? What are the gloves called? I'm actually not sure if I know which gloves you're talking about. Ah, a bunch of empty chests. Lovely jubbly. Fish and chips. Really does look like a twin stick. You love it? Yeah. Love me some twin stick shooter. Feel like I've heard that saying somewhere before. Yeah. It's a very common British saying. Lovely jubbly, fish and chips. We say it all the time. Otherwise, how would the guy in Morocco would have known? He must have just run into people saying it. I'm gonna have to make it one of my like custom redeems or notifications, aren't I? Lovely jubbly, fish and chips. Thank you for the follow. Alright, I need to put some effort into customizing the stream a bit, with some of these ideas. I've got a few ideas now that I think would be fun and unique. So we've got the lovely jubbly fish and chips. I'd like to bring in the and you can go as deep as you like from Mark. That's probably going to be the subscribe notification. And then we're going to need a redeem of the guy, the opera singer from Scrubs going, "Mistake!" every time I die. So you can redeem that. So I'm going to reach out to one of my streamer buddies and ask them how I can go about creating those things easily, because I don't know. I think I'm going to have to do... I'm going to have to do it with StreamerBot, and StreamerBot is very scarily complicated, or at least intimidating with how complicated it is. But I think that's the way I'm going to have to do it. But I'll ask Blaze or Media when I get a chance, the easiest way. But those are the ideas I have at the moment. You You're not in the game right now and don't remember the name, but you think I'm correct. Oh, you think you're getting the effect from Rampart Raptor, where it says bolts fired by crossbow have a chance to not expend ammunition if you reloaded recently, right? Yeah. Yeah, it feels really fun though, eh? Ah, okay. Gotcha. Early game is insane. Yeah, and you can upgrade it as well, right? So even before you start loading up on the less damage multipliers, it's really powerful. I know people have been using it just as an endgame weapon with like galvanic shards. Apparently it's become a very popular weapon. Thankfully they are still quite cheap. I tried to roll a 4-socket 3 times. I have spent so many divines on exceptional Rampart Raptors, and I have missed every time. This one rolled chaos damage, which is pretty good. And the rest of them just nothing happened. I even upgraded them beforehand, you know? Maybe that was my mistake. So I just burned a bunch of divines trying to get a 4-socket one. Alright, what we got here? Monsters grant increased experience. Right then, well, I guess we'll roll a T16 in there. Maybe we'll hit level 97 at some point. I might come back to this build. I'm probably going to not sell the gear it has in case I want to come back and farm at some point. You never know. You never know. Though if I need the money, I'm probably selling the Ulnatol's Embrace, considering they're worth like 200 odd divines at the moment. 219 divines for an Ulnatol's Embrace. That's too much money. Rumora Campbell with the Prime subscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Alright, let's grab... I don't need to level up. I'm not gonna run the T16s. We'll just save them for the next character. We'll just run a normal map. Okay, we've got the one normal map. And then I will remember to switch to Jado. Okay? For the next expedition. Okay, we're going to be running Increased Effectiveness, Delirious Abyssal. So we'll see how this goes. This is probably where the build is actually starting to show its lack of scaling or lack of investment. Will be something like this. When we get towards the end of this map, you'll see that the kill time really starts to slow down. So if you wanted to run maps like this all of the time, then it might be worth investing in a better crossbow or a better pair of gloves. Yahoo! Yahoo! Is that how you pronounce his name? Have I been mispronouncing? Is it not Jado? Oh, I guess I can just do it now, right? Then I won't forget, because we're already in the map as Doriani. Am I saying it wrong? Is it not Jado? You can tell I skipped all the dialogue if that's the case. Oh, it's definitely Jado, okay. Ooh, Amanamanamu. There we go. Little abyssal echoes for us. So we're getting what? We're about halfway into the fog now. Things are still dying pretty quick. The toughness isn't making things too difficult. Sometimes I feel like I do more DPS with the poison if I don't kill the enemy. If I just let the poison kill them, then it feels like I can get better, higher damage proliferations. But that means I have to let go of the shoot button, which, I mean, where's the fun in that, right? Actually, I should probably grab this footage for this map for the build showcase, eh? It's probably a pretty good showcase. Max effectiveness and delirious, and it's still performing pretty good. I do have to bust out the single target rotation on the bigger rares, but that just means we get to play more game. Alright, these are getting scary. Please die. Oof. Alright, alright. Alright, calm down, calm down. I will get to your message in a second, Destroyer. Welcome to the stream. Let me just find a breathing room. Hello, Reed. I follow your build in MOBA. Is it okay, the archive, super high investment build, or better another? Destroyer, the archive are from the previous patch when I was using Cospre's Will. It's a good build, but the only benefit to Cospre's Will really is single target, and you don't need the single target boost that it provides. And it makes gearing more difficult because you'll need to find a source of intelligence on your gear. So I would recommend sticking with the non-archive versions of the build that rely on just evasion and deflection and don't use things like despair and withering presence. That would be my recommendation, Destroyer. I just left it there because I think it's good for people that want to follow something I did last league, right? If you want to work in Cospre's Will, it's there as a reference, but I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, it's the Troll King. You gotta play the Troll Toll. You bought all the gear for the super high investment build? Well, that's fine. Cospre's Wills are very cheap, right? That's the only, big difference. I mean, it'll still be fine, right? Evasion and Energy Shield hybrid is still good. I just wanted to also test out whether or not deflect was still good. Or got even better, and it did. Oh, fuck. You can run either. They'll both do a good job. I found with hybrid evasion energy shield though that I just didn't have energy shield most of the time. So it didn't feel as strong as just being able to just rely on life. I really kind of wish they kept the dialogue and lore a little more sparse. Like in D2 back in the day, no one said too much, but you got the story anyway and it felt immersive. As much as I think they've done a good job with it anyway. Yeah. Do we have any like iconic voice lines in PoE 2? Like Deckard Cain from like D2? Stay a while and listen. Hello, young man. Would you like to learn about teleporters? I guess all the iconic voice lines are the player characters, aren't they? There's just so much dialogue to skip through. Yeah, I can't say I particularly care about the dialogue. I think I tuned into one of Gavrin's videos where he just shows you all of the dialogue. That's a good place to catch up on it. It'd be nice to, like, while you're grinding, stick one of Gavrin's videos on the second monitor. Learn about the lore that way. Probably even a more fun way to do it, to be honest. Yeah, I recommend Gavrin's stuff. Check him out. He's got a couple of different styles. I think he's got some videos where he explains the lore, and he has a very nice, deep American voice. And then he's also got videos where he just plays like all of the voice lines from that act, start to finish. So you get the continuous stream of dialogue throughout the act with no interruption. That's quite cool as well. Hard delirious maps in this build okay. Yeah, they're okay, Destroyer. I mean, we just did one, right? We just did a maximum effectiveness delirious map. You saw the power of the build. That's what we were just running. I wouldn't say it's like, you know, S+ tier for hard delirious maps. I would say it's like A+. With the current version I'm using. I think I would have to invest a fair bit more if I wanted it to be an S+ clearing build. But I'm okay with the speed that I clear at. We need Bannon from PoE 1 for his lines. Ah. Maybe we'll get Bannon. He's like an angel, right? Secret angel. Spoilers. So maybe we'll get him. God, look at this fucking staff. T1 crit damage. T2 mana. T2 crit chance. You want this staff, Gaius? Good lord. God, if we could hit a perfect sorcery on the gain life per enemy killed, I wonder what this staff would be worth. Be pretty bonkers, right? For an Archmage build. I might keep it, though I don't think crit scales Tornado, right? My next build is going to be Tornado. I haven't actually looked yet what the scaling vectors for Tornado are. I know that it does damage over time. And I know that spell damage increases that damage over time, but I don't know if like crit also increases tornado damage. I should probably read it, shouldn't I, before I start trying to build it. Or we'll just wing it and see what happens, as usual. Alright, let's run this Abyssal Depths. And then we can do the Grand Expedition. And Druidist! I hope you enjoy the build. Also, a very cool name, Andrualist. I like it. I love a pun for a name. If I walk past a restaurant where the name is a pun on the food that they sell, I will go in. I will go in and I will order food and I will eat it, because anyone who puts that much thought... Ooh, ancient collarbone. That's the most expensive ancient bone. 13 divines. You must eat a lot of pho. Yeah, a lot of pho and a lot of noodles. Walk this way. Yeah, anyone who puts that much thought into a restaurant name, I just have to assume that the food was also pretty good. Yeah, fuck. Eosa with the resubscription. Thank you very much, Eosa. Good to see you again. Oh, my first Kurgle's Leech. I'm glad I'm not in SSF. I spent so long looking for a Kurgle's Leash in Timmy League last patch. Oh, I'm so excited for Timmy League this patch though. I'm considering trying to get Timmy League Martyr, the Martyr of Timmy League title. I don't think I'll be able to do it because I can't take any time off work. But I will be pushing Timmy League. I don't know what I'm going to play. Maybe the Abyssal Leech Carpet Bomber build will be for Timmy League. Good evening, Eosa. It would be heavy but amazing if I made it. Yeah, I'm just not that inefficient of a player. And without like Temple being guaranteed level 81 all the time. And Druilist with the follow. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Dare I ask what Timmy League is? So there is another streamer called Timmy P who plays exclusively hardcore. And every league, he runs a private league called Timmy League, which is effectively a small group hardcore league. It has its own global channel, and it's just a really great community of people that come together to play hardcore once per league in this private league. So everyone's very active in global chat, like trading items. You have to do like effectively old school trading. You know, things like, oh, I found a Doriani's prototype. Does anyone need this? Because I need a Kurgle's Leash, you know? That kind of like old school trading happens a lot in the league. Everyone's like super helpful, really nice. It's got a lot more popular more recently, thanks to some publicity from, you know, people like Blazeworks, having him on the podcast, and then some of the other bigger streamers have been participating. So yeah, I highly recommend joining Timmy League when it runs. If you have been like thinking about trying hardcore but haven't pulled the trigger yet, it is the perfect place to try hardcore out. All right, I have Jado selected, and we have the Varisian Remnants reroll. Okay. And Corrupted Maps roll an additional modifier. There we go. All right, we'll run this with a T15 8 mod. So we'll be running a 9 mod T15 expedition on a lush isle. And this will be the last thing we run at this stream. Because I got to wake up at the crack of fucking dawn to do some work. Okay, let's have a look where the remnants are. Nada. Nothing good yet. See what's down south. How was returning to work after my PoE? Oh, sorry. Let me catch up on the messages. Are there any viable late game totem builds that aren't Spell Totem or Ballista? I feel like there aren't a lot of options outside of Shockwave. Yeah, I don't know anything about totems, Rainzik. The only time I've used totems was because I wanted the damage reduction from Warbringer. And so I just use them for Ancestral Spirits and the damage reduction. I don't really like using totems, so I haven't really played around with them. Maybe someone in chat has played totems though, so if anyone has played. Just got my 3rd Ascendancy on the Armor Break Runeforge Blade Tactician. I suck at trials so much. Ah, well, at least you've done it now. How's that going? How's the old Runeforge Blade Explosions going? Are they still slapping? How was returning to work after your PB2 vacation? Yeah, it was, I did some work. I did some. I have more to do tomorrow than I was expecting based on the amount I did today. So, yeah. It wasn't easy. You're planning to try a Totem Warbringer this league? Yeah, I was, the Ancestral Spirits are pretty good. I really enjoyed them. The reason there's not a lot of late game totem builds is because there aren't a lot of totems. Ancestral Warrior is probably okay, but I think it got a limit of some kind. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right. So was there any reason? There's no reason for me to go along this beach, right? Armorous scraps. Spirit gem. Alchemy. Okay, we don't need to go along this beach. So we can just grab the horde that's up here. Come back round through the currency. It's just not a very good Isles, is it? Alright. Let's just start running it. Grab some experience. Blow these up. Guess we zigzag over here and get another currency chest. Six left. And then down onto the beach. Alright, that'll do. It's going well. Shifted some supports around, realized I don't need multi-proj on explosive shot as I need it to do max damage for Runeforge to hit harder. Fair enough. Also added the shockwave on stun support to flash grenade, so it does bonkers damage when you're getting... I love flash grenade. I think it's such an underrated skill. Heath Strange. Hey man, I was trying a caster Pathfinder. Is this better? My single target is weird. I don't know what build you're playing, but I can only assume that it's probably better than a caster. The single target on this build is incredibly strong, yeah. I'm currently sat at about 6.5 million single target DPS. Which kills every boss through their damage reduction almost instantly. Have they buffed flash grenades damage? I think it got a small buff, yeah, but I used it in earnest, I think in like 0.3? and it was already good in 0.3, so yeah, I was doing like armor explosion shenanigans with it when I was leveling my league starter, while I was trying to figure out how to do the armor break stuff with explosive shot. I did a lot of leveling with armor break on flash grenade because it does so much physical damage. So you could just pop packs with flash grenade with armor explosion. It was really strong. Yeah, and I mean, in fact, if I was like recommending, if you wanted to level as the physical crossbow abilities from level 1, then I think flash grenade is integral to that. Whether you're doing stun, whether you're doing bleed, whether you're doing poison, whether you're doing armor explosion. I think the best thing about it is how quickly the detonation time goes off. Yeah, it's such a good oh shit button. Yeah. Yeah, it's really useful to have in the campaign. Like you say, you get swarmed and you just fire it off and like everything gets knocked back, blinded, stunned. Really good for stunning bosses as well. Alright, not the most exciting Grand Expedition. I guess I might, if I want to do some interesting Grand Expeditions, I should probably invest in some of those fancy logbooks, eh? Like Alder's Saga. So we can get some high value remnants. Maybe Lush Isle wasn't one of the best ones anyway, because it's one of the old expeditions. It doesn't have all the new stuff in it. One exalt? How dare you? How dare you? Did I only unlock one secret chamber? I guess so. Alright, well, that's the expedition done. If I was forced to make my Pathfinder into some kind of spear build, what would be interesting to me? So I played a Pathfinder spear build in 0.2. I played Rake Blood Hunt, and it was a lot of fun. So when I'm playing spear builds, I really like the stuff that moves you in and out of combat really quickly, and Rake Blood Hunt with disengage is really good for that. So yeah, that's what I would probably play at the moment. I would probably revisit that. I don't know if it's still good, but it was a lot of fun when I played it before. You're like darting in and out. Yeah, it was really cool. You could get some really big bleeds as well. I don't think any of it's been nerfed, so I think it would still be good. Unless anyone can correct me. I don't know if either of those abilities have been nerfed. There was some interaction with Blood Hunt where you could like you could ramp the damage. Like you could technically ramp it infinitely so that every time you hit with Blood Hunt, it would increase the damage of the next Blood Hunt. I don't know if they fixed that because it's not like you can do it really quickly. So you could build up the damage on bosses quite nicely for some like big bleeds. So yeah, I think that's what I would do. Yeah, because if I was doing like non-Pathfinder, then maybe I would look at like explosive spear or lightning spear and stuff. I played Primal Strikes as a challenge run. It was okay. The problem with Primal Strikes was there is a limit on how quickly you can consume shocks. You can only consume 1 shock per second because it takes a second to reapply. So I didn't actually like Primal Strikes very much. Stormlance was really cool though. Keen Kepler, I hope you enjoy the build. But yeah, there we are. I think that's the last session that we'll do with Pathfinder. Maybe we'll revisit if we need to do some hard stuff later in the league, but I think I'm ready to switch now to a new build. We're going to try something a bit memey. We're going to try Gemling Tornado next. So tomorrow's stream, I might just be speedrunning the campaign. I might get some of the campaign done before the stream. We'll see, but come hang out. Come hang out and we'll see where far we get. What you might end up seeing is me speedrunning the campaign with a crossbow. That is quite likely because that is the fastest way I know how to get through the campaign so that we can get to the end game and start testing the build. So yeah, that's the plan. We're going to do some taming tornado gemling stuff once we get through the campaign. Because I mean, what level is the taming? It's 65, right? $42. So we could do taming when we hit level 42. We could try and level tornado. We'll need a split personality as well, though. I think we need split personality Templar, which is about 10 divines. Okay, they've gone up to 13. I should probably just buy one. All right, let's buy one now. They're going up in price. There we go. But yes, so, okay, where should we go? Speaking of Timmy, I'm going to take you all to see Timmy, seeing as I brought up his league. So if you have any questions about Timmy League, you can ask him right now, because we're going to raid him, okay? So let's raid Timmy, as we're going to be playing his league. This build looks pretty cool. Space Marine, got any other builds coming up that's a bit more tanky? I think this build's pretty tanky, to be honest, King Kepler. Evasion Deflect feels really good. I am not using extra revives. I am stacked up Deliriousness, I have stacked up Effectiveness, and I die very rarely. You do need to use movement, but I die very rarely with this build. We're at the deflection cap. We're at 95% deflect, so it's pretty tanky. Anyway, let's go see Timmy. Catch you all tomorrow.